we no carry the boy now, come reach here. We first of all kill the first boy. And for there we will come kill this one, we come kill the girl, the last. So one of them bullet no enter. And for there where they come use machete, one of them head for the boy. Die.
On April 7, 2020, a young woman named Joy Adoki made a phone call to her sister. Joy was a final year student at the University of Port Harcourt, studying hard to complete her degree. During the call, she told her sister that she would be returning home soon to fix something on a wig she had made for her. It was a normal conversation between sisters, but neither of them could have imagined that this would be the very last time they would ever speak to each other again. That same day, Joy met up with her neighbor, a young man named Nelson Nwafo. Nelson was also a student at Rivers State University. With Nelson was his friend Fortune Ubemba, a 100-level civil engineering student at the same university. Fortune was the only son in his family, the pride and joy of his parents who had high hopes for his future. The three young people, Joy, Nelson and Fortune, decided to go somewhere together. They were heading to visit a man named Bright Ihiachi, whom Nelson described as his one-time business partner. To Joy and Fortune, this seemed like a normal visit. They had no reason to suspect that anything was wrong. But what the two didn't know was that their friend Nelson had a serious long-standing issue with the man they were going to visit. Nelson had betrayed Bright in a business deal and had run away with a large sum of money. Now, he was walking straight into a trap, and he was bringing two innocent friends along with him. Maybe he brought them along for security reasons, hoping that their presence would discourage Bright from doing anything horrible to him. But that didn't work out as planned, because the moment they set foot into that meeting, it became the very last time any of them was ever seen alive. When Fortune's father tried to reach his only son later that day, he could not get through. The phone calls went unanswered. Worried, the father began reaching out to Fortune's friends who lived nearby, asking if anyone had seen his son. One of the friends told him that Fortune had gone to a barbing salon to cut his hair. The concerned father went directly to the barber to find out more. The barber confirmed that Fortune had indeed been in his shop earlier that day, but he had not been alone. The barber told Fortune's father that the young man had been with his friend Nelson and a girl named Joy, whom the barber described as Nelson's girlfriend, even though this would later be disputed by her family. The barber also provided crucial information. He said that all three of them had left his shop together, saying they were going to visit a man identified as Nelly. This man, called Nelly, would later be established to be the same person as Bright, the man with whom Nelson had serious business issues. This information from the barber would become very important to the investigation that would soon follow. After that day, none of the three students came home. Their families waited anxiously, hoping to hear from them and praying that they were safe. Then the families received phone calls from callers who claimed to be kidnappers. They informed the families that they had kidnapped the three students and would only release them if a ransom was paid. Reports had it that the worried families paid the requested ransom, but despite the payment, the kidnappers refused to release the students. After several days, Joy's family filed a missing persons report with the police, and the other families also did same. The police began their investigation immediately, following every lead and piece of information they could find. The investigation led the police to Bright, also known as Nelly. He was arrested and brought in for questioning. Bright would turn out to be the mastermind behind the terrifying fate that had befallen the three innocent students. His arrest led to the arrest of several other people, including his uncle and a man named Friday Akpan, who was a member of a cult group called Iceland. Together, during their interrogation, the suspects went into chilling details about what had led to the disappearance and deaths of the three students. What they revealed was absolutely horrifying. According to Bright's confession, he had been involved in a business transaction worth 4.6 million naira with Nelson. The deal had been completed and the money was paid. Bright transferred the money to Nelson, expecting that Nelson would give him his rightful share of the profits from their business arrangement. But instead of doing the right thing, Nelson betrayed his business partner. He took all the money and ran away from Nigeria. He fled to Ghana, where he stayed for several months, hiding from Bright and also avoiding any contact. When Nelson finally returned to Nigeria, Bright found out and scheduled a meeting with him. Bright wanted his money back. He wanted to confront Nelson about the betrayal, but unfortunately for Joy and Fortune, when Nelson came to this meeting, he did not come alone. He brought his neighbor Joy and his friend Fortune with him, unknowingly dragging two innocent people into a very deadly situation. Bright had already made preparations for this meeting. He had contacted Friday Akpan, who was a cultist with connections to dangerous people. Bright asked Akpan to gather some boys who would help execute the abduction of Nelson. He wanted revenge for the money Nelson had stolen from him. Akpan and his gang members hid in a bush near the meeting point, waiting for the students to arrive. The original plan was that when Nelson showed up, they would kidnap him and force him to return the money he had stolen. When the three students arrived at the meeting point, Bright and his uncle were waiting. They accosted the three young people and forced them into a car at gunpoint. They then drove the car to a sandfield, which was the location where Akpan and his gang were hiding. When the gang members came out from their hiding place and approached the car, they were surprised by what they found. They had been told that they would be kidnapping only Nelson, but now there was a girl and another boy in the car as well. This unexpected development became a serious complication. Akpan and his gang had not planned for this. They had not expected to deal with three people. It was at this point that Bright ordered that Joy and Fortune should not be allowed to go free. He reasoned that if they allowed the two witnesses to go, they would expose the kidnappers to the police. So Bright told Akpan and his gang to kill all three of them. The gang followed the orders. They shot Nelson first. Then they proceeded to eliminate Fortune before finally killing Joy last. During their confession, Akpan made a disturbing claim. He said that when they shot one of the boys, the bullet did not penetrate his body. He implied that the victim might have been using some form of spiritual protection, and because of this, they had to use a cutlass to eliminate him instead. But the horror did not end with the murders. Friday Akpan also made another shocking disclosure. During his confession, he revealed that before Joy was killed, both Bright and his uncle took turns in violating her. It was after the sexual assault that they finally eliminated her.
I'm actually the person that triggered to the death of the three students. And what actually transpired to the killing of the three students was that the Mr. Nelson, the disease himself, we had a business together that was worth of 4.6 million since last year September, so of which he took the money all alone. Since then I traveled down to Ghana for some time, then later came back. I tried to make peace with him so he can try and recover back the money, but all to no avail. So on that fateful day of 7th, I had no other option. When he came around, I had to adopt him with my men, and then they were killed. That was all what happened, sir. But please, I beg the whole world and I plead to the whole globe worldwide, please, I'm very, very sorry for my actions, sir. Thank you.
My name is Friday Akpan.
Okay, last week you told us that it was Bright that told the people to shoot. So today Bright is saying that he didn't lead you to shoot. So who shot and what happened?
The Bright. And our Bright tell us to shoot the girl.
Who is Bright here? Can you point to Bright?
Yeah, see him here.
Okay. So what did he tell you to do?
So I say, "Go will shoot them." He said, "Go will shoot them." Say, "If we not shoot them,"
bring the mic small.
say the thing go expose.
After his arrest, Akpan led the police to the location where the bodies had been buried. The police, accompanied by journalists, went to the shallow graves in a community in Eleme local government area of Rivers State. There, they found the decomposing corpses of the three students, Nelson Nwafo, Joy Adoki, and Fortune Obemba. All the suspects involved in the crime were arrested and rounded up. The late President Buhari himself condemned the attack and ordered that justice must be served. The 5 suspects faced potential death penalty charges depending on their level of involvement in the kidnapping, rape, and murder of the 3 students. This tragic story tells us that we should be very careful about the kind of people we surround ourselves with. Nelson's decision to betray his business partner by stealing what was meant to be shared between them led not only to his own death, but also to the deaths of 2 completely innocent people who knew nothing about his crimes. Joy and Fortune paid the ultimate price for simply being friends with someone who had made terrible choices. Since the arrest and parade of the suspects, there has been no further updates on the case or the legal proceedings against the killers. As you know, legal proceedings in Nigeria usually take years to get to a verdict, and this might just be one of those cases where we have to wait for a few more years to get to the conclusion. What do you think about this case? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories.